Welcome to another episode of what were we just talking about?
Let's talk about roofing. We never talk about roofing. What do you see out in the roofing industry from other companies that is outrageous?
And there was a guy standing on the peak of the roof looking down, and it was dumping buckets of rain, and he was looking at it like this. And I was like, oh shit, they just destroyed that house.
What are we gonna talk about, dude?
How fucking distracting this shit can be, dude. God. Rod and Andrew, when we were blowing up on the golf course, wanted to kill us. Rod was going, how about in the cart? As we were just walking around on the phone. Take that in the cart?
What was a Saturday?
It was a Saturday, and it was an abnormally...
Dude, but you can't just let all that shit... You can't just... I'm golfing. I'm not going to pick any of that up. All that shit had to get picked up.
They were all rough ones.
It was like right now shit.
Yeah, like, hey, the wrong color metal's in the driveway. Oh, that's a disaster. All right, you guys go ahead and play this hole. I got to figure this out.
Oh, there's a lady bitching that we fucked her mailbox up.
That was the craziest thing I've ever seen.
So this lady, she calls... And she's flipping out about her mailbox. She's like, you guys broke my mailbox and then tried to stick it back in the ground. Like, I'm thinking we ran her fucking mailbox over. And some guy just took it with his hands and, like, tried to shove it back in the ground. And it's all crooked. And then she sends me the picture. And it was like a little wood chip off the post of the fucking mailbox.
Yeah, and it was made out of, like, a telephone post. It's not like it was, like, a nice cedar, like,
no,
built.
It
was a round telephone pole with a scratch on the side. And she's like, how dare you?
Dude,
you want to see a broken mailbox, you got to go to Hammer's Neighbor. That thing was made out of steel and snapped in half. And everybody went, well, I didn't hit it. Like, you're right. It must have just fucking fell apart.
Oh, dude, you know what Monica did this morning? She came in fucking 9:30.
She probably swiped 30 mailboxes.
She went, Andy, I got to come clean about something. And I went, oh, boy. She goes, remember that time we were trying to figure out who broke the mailbox?
There was no one was trying to figure that out.
That's what I told her. She's like, it must have been me because yesterday I hit one and I didn't notice. But this lady flagged me down and I helped her fix it. So it was no big deal. But I didn't notice I hit it. And I said, Monica?
Nobody thought it wasn't you.
We always all knew that you hit the mailbox. It wasn't a fucking
No one
mystery.
ever thought she didn't hit that mailbox. I was looking at her. It wasn't me. I'm like, yes, it was. I know it was.
She drives the biggest, stupidest truck and she's our worst driver.
And easily distracted. She can't see over the fucking steering wheel, dude. She pulls up. I'm like, who's driving that truck? It's the biggest, dumbest truck on earth. The wheels are wider than any one-lane road. Like, there's no way she can drive Indian River Drive without smoking mailbox.
I was meeting her for lunch one time, and I pulled in and I parked. And then I watched her pull in behind me. She pulled in the parking lot, stopped, looked around, took a lap, stopped. Looked around like she couldn't figure out where to park. Dude, and there was parking spots everywhere. It wasn't a crowded.
She was trying to park a condo, though. It's not a vehicle. It's the biggest, dumbest truck for tiny Monica.
I think it adds to her character, though. Like when she pulls up to sales appointments. I think if you're a dude with like a big beard and a nice watch and you get out of that truck trying to sell roofs, you're going to put people off. But then little blonde Monica jumps out of there. They're like, what the fuck?
You just call Monica blonde? She's got like red hair right now, dude. You haven't seen her in 2 months. She's in the office every day.
What color's her hair?
Red. She's got some orange, yeah. She's got some streaky
orange?
Highlights. It's orange.
Don't tell people their hair's orange.
She's got Paramore hair, dude. I never meant to bang. That's exactly what she looks like. What's that girl's name?
I don't know. That's a great song.
Yeah, so
That is a great song.
like
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think.
Is that blonde? Tell me. All right, answer the question.
Yeah, it's strawberry blonde.
That's not what that color looks
left
like.
The strawberry off.
No, that's not what strawberry blonde looks
Dude, you
like.
don't tell people their hair's orange.
Okay.
Nobody wants orange hair.
Yes, she does. She dyes her fucking hair orange.
We're gonna ask her.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask her, Monica, what color's your hair? You know what?
Oh, this would be good. This is quality podcast content. I'm really excited to hear the answer to this question. Wait till you hear her.
Hey.
Monica,
Uh-huh.
what color is your hair?
Brown.
Brown.
Guys.
And now it's blonde and red.
Blonde and red.
is gone.
Not orange, right?
No, please. My hair is not
All right, well, Eastley thinks your hair's orange.
Oh no! You're a real motherfucker, dude.
I said you were blonde, and then they all said she's not blonde. And I said, what color is it? Eastley said orange, and then she pulled out a picture of you and like, look, it's orange.
It's red orange.
Said easily that we are no longer
I'm
amigos.
sorry.
You're no longer friends. She said red and blonde, which is strawberry.
I
blonde.
said no.
That's
all
what I
right.
said. Okay, sorry to disrupt your afternoon with this. I wanted to figure it out, and I was right.
Yeah,
Actually.
orange-headed freak.
Yes, please no orange.
Yes,
Thank you.
please no orange. She says, please no
I'm
orange.
sorry.
East.
No, well then don't dye it orange. I'm kidding.
Having fun.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Thank you for protecting my color.
I got you. I got you.
Yeah, right.
Well, dude, I knew she'd be offended telling her fucking hair's orange. Nobody wants orange hair. Maybe the what do you call the hairdresser? Maybe she missed the mark a little bit.
You gonna leave that in? We gonna leave that in? Looks like the hairdresser fucked you up.
Nah, I had her from the jump. I said blonde, and that's the first thing she said.
Dude, she has blonde highlights and very, very much red hair.
What is her natural hair color?
That-
Blonde.
No. She's naturally a brown hair. You asked her what color her hair was, and she said brown because she must have believed that you meant naturally because there's no way you don't remember what color her hair is. What are we doing? Welcome to the Trade Up Podcast. Anyway, what'd you do all week?
Can't call it.
Nice.
I guess
Same.
nothing.
Same, dude.
I always feel so busy, but then you ask me what I did this week, and I'm like, I don't fucking know.
Work shit, dude. What do you mean?
Yeah, you know.
We went fast as fuck yesterday, boy.
I was telling Bryce. You should have seen the look of excitement on his eyes when he heard you were weaving traffic.
Why'd you tell him that? I'm the one who goes, you fucking ride responsibly, you little dipshit. You're going to end up paper in the
I don't know,
pavement.
every once in a while, you gotta give him something. Let him know we're human. You know?
Herman.
I got a little bit of a sore throat. It's fucking with my voice a little bit.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I don't think I'm sick.
I don't think I'm sick either. I just haven't slept in 2 days.
I don't get sick. Why haven't you slept?
2 nights ago, Margot. Last night I went to bed at 9:15. I woke up this morning and felt like I did not sleep a wink.
Yeah, but you've been saying that for 3 weeks.
What, not sleeping good?
That you're not waking up like you
I'm
slept.
fucked up. Something about my sleep is fucked up. I don't know what it is.
Are you sleeping all the way through the night?
Yeah. Yup. And then I wake up in the morning when my alarm goes off, and I'm like, there's no way that it's time for that to be going off. It feels like it's 1 o'clock in the morning.
Dude, I've been going to bed at like 8:30.
Also, when it's dark in the morning, I'm like,
It's always
8:30.
dark when we wake up. When has
no,
it
not in
been
the
dark?
summer. Or is that the other way around? No, not in the summer.
There's not a time of year I wake up. When
I
the
leave my
fucking
house at
sun's out.
6:15 in the morning, and the sun is blinding going up Britt Road. You know how I got that blinding sun?
So there's a portion of the year where you wake up when it's light out?
I don't wake up and it's light out, but I like start my day and it's light. I leave the house and it's light out. That seems like it's easier.
I don't feel like I ever...
I don't know what it is. I've never had this problem in my life. I usually for years have naturally woken up no later than like 6.
You should get blood work. We had set it up for the first week of January because I'm like, Christmas break, I'm thinking about like turning it on, getting healthy. And then I said, you know what?
That's not tested yet. It's full of poison.
Yeah. I said, you know what? I've been drinking way too much in December. We'll wait a little, but I'm going to go. Because I haven't been drinking that much. Or as far as not drinking that much compared to December. Compared to normal, I guess I'm still kind of drinking.
Yeah, that was the hardest 6 weeks of drinking I think I've recorded
Yeah, but
in
then
quite some time.
Even last weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday with you, and then Monday for the birds. Although I barely drank, I had
Yeah.
like a tequila and a half. And there's something to drinking just tequila that's like
The ticket.
it doesn't feel like you drank,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't fuck with my sleep. Do you notice?
Yeah.
Drinking
Yes.
fucking with your sleep.
Yes.
What I notice is if I casually drink, like not that many, just a couple, and then go home and go to bed like a normal time, I can't fucking sleep. I can get smashed and obviously fall asleep
Everybody
right away.
falls asleep when they get smashed.
But when
Your body's like,
when
go
I'm
home.
just like casually, moderately drinking, it fucks my sleep. I can't fall asleep. I'm like rolling around all night. It like really fucks with my sleep.
It's like that hangover sleep though. In the morning, it doesn't matter. You could drink till 3 in the morning. Your body's like, all right, loser, get up. Like I don't just if nobody woke me up the day after a night of like heavy drinking, my body would wake me up early and
Yeah,
just be like, get
100%.
out of bed,
You
loser.
just feel like shit. You get out
Yep.
of bed, you feel terrible.
But that afternoon nap, if you can sneak it. Oh, baby. I got to imagine that's what it feels like to be in the grave. I'm looking forward to it, brother.
Let's talk about roofing. We never talk about roofing.
It's true. We don't. What do you want to talk about roofing? Fucking easy, dude.
All right, in your short time here in Florida,
Mm-hmm.
you're new to the roofing industry. What do you see out in the roofing industry from other companies that is outrageous?
Almost everything. Now I don't know everybody, but like dude, like I drove by and I was watching a gigantic black cloud. I was like, that's going to be deadly. Like that's going to be a crazy storm. And I was riding by and it hit like a wall. And there was a crew tearing off. The whole front of the house was open. And like a lot of guys are scrambling. There's no tarp on the roof. They're like trying to wrestle it out of the back of a shitty, fucked up roofing truck. And there was a guy standing on the peak of the roof looking down, and it was dumping buckets of rain, and he was looking at it like this. And I was like, oh shit, they just destroyed that house. But like that, I mean, I guess that could happen, but there's nobody there. You can't tell what company's there. No, it looks like just a bunch of guys that they grabbed from somewhere. Like at least our guys are usually in shirts, or there's a sign there, or we have a trailer there, or something.
Hey, Caesar's there.
Or Caesar's there.
There's a truck, there's a sign, there's
Yeah.
a trailer.
And then I guess I see some of them leaving like horrific messes while they work. Like you drive by houses that are halfway installed, and there's trash from the road to the house just lined on the side. There's no dump there to take care of it. That kind of shit. And I just got in that neighborhood, and there's another roofer in there, and I just pointed out to everybody that I am doing work for. I'm like, look at all the fucking trash. They just finished the second one. I picked a check up this morning, but there was still extra material there, so they're not even cleaned up.
Right.
They've been there for a month now, a little over a month.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And we did one same size house in 4 days.
Well, dude, and that right there is why people rob Peter to pay Paul. Because they can't close jobs and get paid. So then they just let jobs linger. Whereas if you're fast like we are and you're in and out in 3-4 days, you're collecting the start check, you're collecting the closeout check, and you fucking keep it moving.
Yeah, I explain that to people.
These guys get all fucked up. They can't close jobs. Nobody's happy. They can't collect checks. And they get all fucked up.
I say it to people all the time, like, if your same crew is tearing off as is installing, they're going to tear off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, install Friday, Saturday, or Thursday, Friday, Saturday, whatever they do. If that shit's not done, they're going to bail and go back to tearing off because you got to keep getting paid somehow. So, it could be weeks that your roof sits and it doesn't get finished. We broke it into teams.
I don't think a lot of companies have figured out how to keep crews working 5-6 days a week.
It's
either.
a fucking
The same
bear.
crew. It's hard as shit.
Yeah.
That's why. And I don't think other companies take it that serious. So they don't have reliable crews that are going to show up when they want because their crews work for 3 different companies. But the same guys work for us every single day. Like our schedule's fucking reliable. Like we have it down to a science. Like 2-3 weeks from now, we kind of know exactly where the guys are going to be. It might fluctuate a day or two, but we know where they're going to be and we can count on it. I don't think other companies have that. I think they just get jobs ready, call a guy, like, all right, this one's ready for you, and the guy's on another roof for different companies, like, all right, I could maybe do it Thursday.
Yeah,
But
and that
we'll see.
definitely means next Tuesday, but he doesn't want you to give it to another crew. So he's
Right.
like, we'll be there Thursday. And Thursday morning at 9 a.m., the customer calls you, and they go, hey, there's nobody here, and you call the roofer, and he's like, I got you, we'll do it tomorrow. And it's kicking the can down.
That's the hardest part of our business is keeping the guys working every single day without missing a day. By far. And
I wonder how many roofers in our area are actually doing it. Like,
all the big companies for sure, because they just have a ton of work. So I'm sure that Code Red has some crews that work for them every single day. They just got a ton of work. So at that point,
yeah.
it becomes a little easier. But then I'm sure they also have supplement crews that they bring in just like we do, that aren't full time.
I should go be a mole in other roofing companies. Go into Code Red, be like, hey, can I get a sales job? I sold $3.5 million.
I know that
last year.
kid over there. He would tell me anything.
Who?
The kid Josh.
Oh, that's where he went. We
Yeah.
talked about that.
Yeah, which I wouldn't mind having him. He's good. I remember him. And that was He's been doing it a long time now. He was kind of a dipshit then, but he was young and new, and that was like 7 years ago. So if he's been in it that long.
Kind of a dipshit. Everybody is kind of a dipshit. Almost everyone. You're like, you don't know anything. Most people don't know shit about shit.
Define dipshit. It's a term I use all the time. I've never defined it.
I call people dipshits.
She's so happy.
Stop.
It was very random for me to tell you to define dipshit.
Uh-huh.
But she's over there like, I wonder if he's going to say what dipshit means.
All right.
And I actually asked you to...
This is a perfect example of a dipshit. All right. I'm going to try not to be super specific, so I'm not actually calling. All right. So let's say.
Yeah, don't use an example.
I won't. All right. Listen, if you need, it's like this. If you're working on a job that you need nails, obviously your hammer, and let's just say tape, right? And those things are in the trailer. A dipshit will get off the roof, go in the trailer, get nails, go back on the roof and go, oh shit, where's my hammer? And then he'll go back to the trailer and get a hammer, and then he'll go back to the roof, and then he'll go, where's the fucking tape? And then he'll go back to the trailer and back to the roof, and then there's me on the roof going, dipshit, get up here. That's a perfect example of a dipshit. Just people who are incapable of just thinking a process through and acting on it. Now, it happens to everybody from time to time. But some people are prolific dipshits. They never stop being dipshits.
All right, so what's another outrageous piece of fuckery that you've seen from other roofing companies?
What do you got in mind? You got one in the tank?
What I just saw today, how I lost that commercial job because I was $30,000 more. Mm-hmm. But I had included a vital piece of the job that anyone with a fucking brain knew needed to be done. So I really think that this roofing company intentionally did not include that piece and put it in as an extras clause. If we run into this, it's going to cost this. Mm-hmm. And the people going over the proposal didn't really give me a shot at it, kind of ghosted me on my follow-ups, and didn't really give me a shot to explain the proposal. Because if they had, and if I had seen that, it would have been clear, and they would have been like, oh, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
But they kind of ghosted me and just went with the cheaper number, and now they're getting hit with $50,000 in change orders, which means they're going to pay more than they would have paid me, and they're getting fucked.
Yeah.
So
and they're doing a bad job.
And I know that's a big piece of like contracting. It's like Rod says it all the time for like the big government contracts. That's like the whole game. You go in super low, and all the money is made in change orders. It's like the fucking game. But here, it doesn't seem right to do that to people. I
think you're right. I think on a residential level, you're right. Like if I go to your house and I see that your super gutter's rotted to shit, the fascia behind it, mm-hmm. I'll put it in the proposal, but I'll explain it to you on a person-to-person basis. I think on those big commercial jobs, it's almost worth it to just write the allowances in, give your base proposal, and if you're able to start the communication, maybe be like, hey, this is that. But like they just look at they page to the fucking contract page with the number on.
But it's just a bunch of, they're just assessing homeowners for it. It's not like some corporation's paying for those roofs. You're still fucking homeowners.
Right.
And it was obvious, dude, that the fascia was falling off the fucking house. It was obvious. Mm-hmm. You know? So to me, that's a scumbag move. For sure, that's a scumbag move.
That's always about it.
Some more fuckery would be Glenn did an appointment last week competing on a quote with a company we're very familiar with, Monica's old company.
Okay.
We were at like 45,000, and he was at 30.
Whoa.
But he very clearly has a history of running off of people's money after tear off and never coming back to finish a roof. Literally never coming back. To the point where we've finished 2 of his roofs now. Because the homeowners waited 7 months and the guy just wouldn't come back to install the metal. They tore off, collected 70% of the money from the job, and just didn't come back.
That's a good business.
Yeah, dude, you're killing it because the metal costs so much that homeowner now had to pay us like an insane amount of money. So they ended up paying like
140%.
Yeah, 150, 160% of the job because this dude fucked them. But he very clearly does that, so he must need money. So he's coming in $15,000 lower than us.
With the intention of smoking.
With the intention of never putting the metal on. And I just talked to Paul today on the phone, and he's like, dude, I haven't sold that guy metal in 5 months. So he doesn't even have a supplier that will give him metal right now. And he's just out there selling metal jobs and doing tear-offs.
$30,000 tear-off.
And literally robbing people. And I know he's got a fucking coke, gambling, and prostitute problem.
Let's not be judgmental.
Dude, but the other
clip that. That's gonna have to be a short.
The other day, Monica she got a check from Mayville. It was like $66,000. And she gets in the truck and she calls me, and I'm in the office, and I answer, and I'm just on the computer working, like half paying attention. She's on speaker, and she goes, "Andy," I'm like, "Yes, Monica." She goes, "Got a check for $60K. Where are we going, Rachel's?" And I said, "We might as well. That's what all the fucking rest of the roofers are doing." Rachel's is the local strip club, for anyone who doesn't know.
Never been. Thank goodness.
Stay out of there.
I ain't going
Stay
over there.
out of there.
Nothing for me down there, dude. Nothing. I love you, hon. Yeah, it's crazy. That stuff is crazy. Like, I had a customer, the same thing happened. And that was like a friend of the husband's. And the husband was there talking about going to work. He worked with him. Talking about going to work and shooting him. I was like, don't shoot him. They fucked me.
Oh, we never did that job. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we never did it.
Yeah, it happens all the time. So it's like, it's like Rick will complain about someone being $10,000 cheaper. It's like, dude, $10,000 is a lot on a $30,000 roof. Something's wrong.
Yeah, that's what I tell people.
Yeah.
Like, if I ask about the proposal and they're like, well, you were at 35 and this guy's at 32 and I got one for 23. I was like, I'm going to tell you, the guy who gave you a price for 23 made a huge mistake somewhere and he's going to fuck you. Like, that's just what happens there. He's going to get to a point in the job where he's got to be like, well, I can't do this without it costing me a fortune, so we're done here. You know what I mean?
Dude, and it happens all the time. What I don't understand is how the first guy I was referring to is still not, like, in jail or he still has a business. I don't understand.
I don't either. Somebody's got to step in.
Like, there's
at
been
some
so
point.
many people with, like, fucking lawsuits and all this shit. I don't know how he's still in business.
Because there's always going to be people who don't give a shit what it says online. They don't give a shit what they're buying. They just want the cheapest possible.
Yeah, and they
version
get
of it.
fucked.
And they end up fucked.
I think roofing's probably the biggest industry for scammers. I think. I'm sure there's scammers and everything. But I think roofing's the biggest one.
It's the easiest to collect big deposits on.
Yeah.
With people not being in the know of what you're paying for. Like, tearing off a roof and putting underlayment down is not a huge expense to the roofing contractor.
Nothing. It
Right.
literally costs nothing.
Right. Everything that gets delivered to your home after that. But a lot of roofers are collecting, like you said, 70% to that point.
I was on the phone with Paul today. I just said it. And it came up like collecting money and people owing money and all this shit. And he's like, well, dude, you're in the 15%. And I said, 15%? It's that bad that only 15% of your roofers pay on time? And he said, dude, 15%.
I wonder if it's the same at Dynamic.
Milton was it was like a group call. Milton's like, yeah, man, 15%. 15%.
I got to tell you, that a couple of these motherfuckers better start shelling out a few more trips. It sounds like we're excellent customers.
Milton was saying that if Dynamic gets behind with like cash flow or whatever, and they need money, like collections are slow, they all know, like, just call Andy, he'll bring a check. Because we're not on like strict 30-day terms with them. It's just like just pay whenever.
Pay.
Yeah. But like if they need money, they're just like, hey, can we get recent? And I pay 100% every time. Like I don't like piece it. It's just pay them what everything is owed, and then we're to zero. Nobody else zeroes out their account.
Next month, we could stop signing contracts, collect all the money of everything we just sold, and not pay our distributors back, and almost nothing comes of it. We could just run the fuck off.
Yeah, but none of these people are running off.
I know, they just keep
They're still here, and
I see them all the time. I see them all the time.
Well, dude, you could essentially, like, when you get to this size, you could fuck everybody and, like, run off with a few $1 million and just be gone.
And that's it.
But these guys aren't doing that.
Yeah, they just fuck everybody.
And hang around.
Yep.
They're like
and
little
then just
maggots.
drink at the local bar and hope that the guy they just fucked doesn't also drink there. Get your ass whooped.
I mean, I know this one. He's like fucking buying antique cars. He's buying prostitutes. He's going to the Hard Rock. Like he's just spending so much money.
That's a lot of lifestyle.
Yeah,
a lot of lifestyle.
But that's common in roofing, dude. Very common.
Well, you see such big numbers. You know, like
and you think
you
it's
pick up a
yours.
check for $55,000 when you start a job, and you're like, that's a lot.
Yeah, but dude, you know how I view checks? Like, if anyone hands me a check, I look at it, say it's $66,000. I'm like, that's $6,600. Cool.
Yeah.
It's because that's not your fucking money.
Right.
It's not your money. I'm not like, oh, $66,000, sick.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's $6,600. Okay. Not that exciting. You don't feel like you can go buy a boat when it's $6,600.
Yeah, but somebody goes, 66 G's, I'm getting a boat. That guy's somewhere. He's probably fishing right now, dude. Yeah, like when I first started selling roofs, I would collect these checks and be like, damn, like, that's a fucking deposit? That's like what I would make on a job.
Yeah. We wrote Leo a check for $30,200 today, and we wrote Milton a check for $26,800. And that's just their sub
That's
check.
a $60,000 check.
That's 1 week. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's not your fucking money. But a lot of guys don't act like that.
That'd be a dangerous group to burn. The tear off boys. Woo! You'd be eating through a straw, dude, walking on peg legs. It seems obvious, the ones who are doing like a decent job, like the clean cut guys. They look like we do, sort of. And then there's the guys who you're like, that's a magnet, and that trailer's on a donut. Trailers can't be on donuts, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
What's with the one guy's trailer sitting behind the strip club all the time? What's that about?
I think they worked out a deal where he spent so much on lap dances he can use the parking spot out back. He's like, I spend $13,000 a week in here. The least I can do is park my fucking trailer out back. It's a wild spot to leave your fucking
Every time I
advertisement,
drive
too.
by it, I'm like, what the fuck is that?
It's just full of fucking foam every time. Yeah, it certainly gets a lot of eyeballs being parked there. But anybody who knows what's on the other side of the building's like, fucking hire that guy. That's a rough strip club too. I wouldn't say it's loaded with talent from what I've heard. You go in there. Go in there and get a solid referral on an oil change. You know what I mean? Like, somebody help you move a sofa in there. What are you thinking about right now?
When I got that.
Oh, that's dumb. That's a dumb thought to be having.
Why?
Because we're trying to do a podcast.
Yeah, but dude, all right, so
Why?
when I bought that piece of art, that was the day after the Eagles Super Bowl parade. I was up in Philly. I was at the tattoo convention, walking out, just got my fresh Eagles Super Bowl tat. I was all pumped up. And I ran into this homeless dude on the side of the street with this art. And he happened to be from Port St. Lucie, which I lived in Port St. Lucie at the time. It's fucking crazy. So I was like, yeah, give me something. What do you got?
When you put it like that, that's nuts.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking about just now in our silent moment.
Him being from Port St. Lucie, all that means is he was at one point or still is terribly drug addicted. The fact that he's homeless selling paintings and he's like, oh, and I lived in Port St. Lucie. It's like, yeah, well, that's where you go. Isn't there a ton of rehabs in Port St. Lucie?
Ton of rehabs all throughout Florida. Delray is like the rehab capital. Palm Beach has a bunch. Port St. Lucie has a bunch.
At home. Like Levittown.
Well, now there's just rehabs everywhere because everybody's addicted to opiates.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a tough life. Dude,
Is it still like it was?
it's a racket. The sober houses. Marty lived in one with like
100%.
10 dudes, and they all paid like...
I used to pay $800 a month to split a bedroom.
Yeah, he slept
they
in a
got
bedroom
16
with 3 grown men. They all slept on twin beds, and they were all paying $800 a month. There was like 15 guys in
Yeah,
there.
it's insane.
I was like, that's where we got to start spending
It's
our money.
insane.
That's the ruin.
The rehabs are a racket too, dude. They get paid from the insurance companies for every drug test they do while you're in rehab. That's how the rehabs really make all their money. So every morning at breakfast, they would read a list of names. It was like 20 names, and they would drug test us. We're like, dude, we're in fucking rehab. Nobody's doing drugs. Nobody's doing drugs.
Some people figure
Not
it
in this rehab. Nobody's doing fucking drugs. No, literally nobody. Maybe a lot of gabapentin if you're in with the nurse. They give
What?
Gabapentin.
What's gas?
It's like a.
You didn't say that shit like anybody knows what it
If
is.
you've been in rehab, you know it's like a mild muscle relaxer they give you in rehab while you're
You fucking
withdrawing
quadruple dose.
to make you a little more comfortable while you're withdrawing. It's like nothing. So like maybe the nurse will sneak you an extra one if she likes it. But nobody's doing drugs. But anyway, back to the point.
It's bad for business.
So every morning at breakfast, they would name off like 20 names, and they would do 20 drug tests a day. And they would bill the insurance company like a stupid amount of money to do these drug tests. So like if you drug tested me, my insurance company had to pay the rehab for that drug test. And they used to make it a fucking killing off the drug tests.
Yeah, dude, it's a racket. Mm-hmm. It's like if you go to the pharmacy to pick up a prescription, and let's say you have a $25 copay on your prescription, if you present your insurance card, even if the medicine's less than your copay, it's illegal for the pharmacy to tell you that it's less. They have to charge you the $25 that would, however it works, gets paid to the insurance company. I'm like, you can't even tell me that I could save $13. Just save me the $13.
Dude, there's I don't want to call them salespeople, but they're essentially salespeople for the rehabs.
Yeah. Hey, have you ever considered getting hooked on heroin?
They get, some of them made stupid money. I think like the government cracked down. It was like the Wild Wild West back in the day, but if you Google a rehab and you call that rehab, you don't get the rehab. You get like a sales representative that his only job is to like get you on the plane and get you in rehab, and then he gets paid a commission.
That's how like the subcontractors for like Comcast and shit work. You could type in Xfinity or whatever, and a phone number will pop up for installers, and you call them, and it's not Xfinity.
Right.
They just install for Xfinity, and they get paid by doing so. It's like that with fucking everything.
I remember the last run I was on when I was homeless down here in Florida. This guy called me every fucking day, and I'm like, nah, I'm not done yet. I'll be in soon. I'll be in. This ain't gonna last forever,
We're
but not
getting
yet.
close.
And
I'm sick of falling asleep with
like,
nerves in my mouth.
he was like worried I was gonna die, and he wasn't gonna get his money.
Not today, brother. Not today.
I remember the one time it was like a Friday, and I just got paid. He's like, when you coming in, man? I was like, definitely not today. I just got a paycheck. Maybe at the end of the weekend.
Yeah,
I think I did go in that weekend too. I just had to get it in with my last paycheck.
It's crazy. Someone who we grew up with fled to Port St. Lucie for sobriety, wound up in Vero, robbing a fucking pharmacy at gunpoint.
Two people we know ended up in Port St. Lucie with gun robberies.
We know 2 people who came to Florida and held joints up. Give me everything. Well, the other one attempted to rob a pharmacy of the goods.
Yeah.
He's like, anything that'll fuck me up, get it now.
Dude, when you're a drug addict, you fantasize over robbing a pharmacy.
Lay in bed like if
pretty
I
much
could just
every
fucking-
pretty much every day. Like you're trying to figure out how to get your money together, had to figure out what you can do. But I could just fucking go rob CVS. So you think about it, probably once a day, maybe more than once a day.
Dude, you can.
Or then you think about if a zombie apocalypse happened, the first thing you would do is raid the pharmacy.
Man, how daydreams change when you're just riddled with opioid addiction. Dude, right after my brother got sober, he was working. His sponsor set him up with a job doing like property management shit, like the guys who work around here at an apartment complex. Marty found a bundle and a clean syringe.
Dude,
2 weeks out of rehab.
That happens.
He was like, fuck.
That happened. That happened to me. I was living in a halfway house. I was probably a month sober, and I was going to the labor finders. You know what that is?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So I would have to get up at 5 a.m. to get there first.
Hold on, the perfect example of a lot of dipshits walking around the labor finder.
Yeah, dude, I was doing that. So I would get up because I had to pay $800 for a fucking bed. Mm-hmm. And dude, I was making like $54 a day from this place. They gave you like a little, like not a debit card, like I don't even know what the fuck they're called. It was like a debit card, but it wasn't a debit card, not a bank account. And I would go to CVS and like stick it in the machine, and I could get my cash from CVS. But it was like $54 a day. But one of the first days I went there, I got sent to an old people home, like a giant old people home, and they were renovating. So we had to move all the old people's shit from this wing to this wing because they were moving the old people across the building so that they could renovate. Mm-hmm. So we're moving old people's shit all day, dude. And I had
hella perks.
I had perks in my hand almost the whole day, dude. And I'm like 1 month sober, walking across to the other side of the thing, just staring at him like, dude, this is fucked
I
up.
asked Mark, I was like, what'd you do? He's like, I called my sponsor. He's like, all right, dude, don't do anything. He's like, I'm coming right now. I need 15 minutes. I was like, and what was that like? He's like, I just stood there holding a bundle of heroin and a syringe for 15 minutes. Like, I don't really think I want to do it again, dude. Like, that's probably not for me anymore. Uh-huh. That's nuts, though.
But he stayed sober that time. I didn't do any drugs in this instance, but I didn't stay sober that time at it. I went back out there.
He was only sober once. He got sober and was sober. Like, he went to rehab a couple times. I don't think he ever made more than like a 2 or 3 day run at it, if that.
Yeah, the first rehab I went to, I got high the night I got out. That was the Lancaster rehab. Then I came down here, was living in a halfway house for like a month, and then, dude, a hurricane was coming. And all of us fucking halfway kids were like, "Oh, we're getting away from this hurricane. We're going to Tampa." You're not like allowed to do that, but it was like a hurricane, and we were all getting crazy. Like they definitely advised against it. They're like, "You will be fine here. Just stay." We're like, "Nah, we gotta go. We're getting the fuck out of here." So it was like 15.
Stay here and get a hurricane when we go to Tampa, get high as shit.
Well, we didn't get high. We went to Tampa and like went out to the bar and we were all drinking. Like, oh, this is fun. We had like a fun night drinking.
We're sober now. This is sick.
3 of us woke up the next morning hungover and we're like, we went to the hood in Tampa and got dope immediately.
That's
and then that
wild.
was it. Then I came back and was living in my car. That's how that happened.
That's not where you want to live. In a car? You ever consider living in a car? Of course you didn't. Why would you?
That car was the most organized car you've ever seen for living in your car, though. You popped the trunk, everything was exactly where it needed to be.
Yeah, till
Fucking toothbrush.
you get brake checked once and all your belongings. Take the shoulder a little hard and your toothbrush is
The
in your
worst
underwear
was, dude,
drawer.
there was a time where I had 4-slash tires and we were up on Carjack. So we were living in a E-Mobile Chevy Malibu, 99 Chevy Malibu.
That's a G-Wagon right there, dude. People were probably terrified of what was inside of that car. Meanwhile, just the 2 highest dudes in all Florida. How are we going to get high? I got an idea. Let's install security wire. And then what? And then what? What happened after that?
After what?
And then we got into roofing. Yeah, it's probably good that there's success now instead of before you got all that out of your system. You'd definitely die with the amount of money we got floating around these parts now.
Oh, dude.
It'd be the end of you.
Not that I have even a 0.01% chance of like that ever happening to me again. I'm like, it's over.
Right.
I still think about it sometimes. Like, dude, if you went back, it would get ugly.
It'd be over immediately.
Well, no, it wouldn't. But it would be ugly. It would be ugly. Dude, that happens to people. Like the guy we used to work for when I was homeless, the fire alarm company, he was a crackhead. And he had met my buddy that was living in the car with me in rehab. They were in rehab together. And the guy was like, dude, when we get out of here, if you want a job, like you can work for me. So the guy's a business owner. He has that company, pretty big company. Like
That builder we both know up there,
Oh, yeah.
that guy's
He's
got to
a
go to
nightmare.
rehab every couple of years.
Yeah, he owes my dad a bunch of money right now. I'm like, dude, why do you keep fucking with that guy?
It's when he's paying, it's probably great.
Yeah, they're dipshits, though.
They're the worst. They don't
Yeah.
know anything about construction.
Yeah. Their job.
Which is crazy. We got to just be GCs, dude. We got to get there. It's
Dude,
crazy.
Yeah, but the fucking GCs, like, it's not like they're just easily making way more money than a successful roofing company.
I don't
That's
think
not.
they are.
That's not true.
I just think it's fun.
You just like it better.
Uh-huh. I don't know that I like it better. It's just like,
I don't know, dude. You would like it better. It's definitely more exciting to put a whole fucking house together than
Yeah.
put these roofs on.
right.
It's cool.
And it's a project the whole time.
But we can do
We're
it.
in and out of a roof in like 5
No,
minutes.
I
It's all the
think-
same shit.
I like it too. I want to do it too. I think, dude, Lexi's an asset for that too.
Mm-hmm.
She is, for sure.
Yeah.
She's not using like a lot of, like, she's got like design tastes and knows her shit, and like she's good. But I think we just keep doing what we're doing, and then we get into it as like just like we get the licenses and all that, and we just take a couple of jobs
Mm-hmm.
and start to do them, and that's it. It's not like stop roofing and now we do this.
No, yeah, I don't think it's that at all.
Yeah.
I think it's like get to a point where it's running a little smoother and it becomes like part of our job. Like obviously get the license.
Mm-hmm.
And then like we have to start to try to slowly build
No,
like
I
you
like
do
it.
additions and shit like that.
I just want to build houses. I don't want to fuck with additions.
I know, but that's how you start. I mean, you
Yeah,
get
but we
you
can,
get
dude,
the cash
we can
to
fuck
build them.
these fucking dipshits that are calling themselves contractors. We can fucking build a house.
Yeah, 100%.
Like,
Immediately.
we don't need to start with an addition. If anything, the additions are harder.
I don't think so. Dude, you
you
want to know
just-
what I genuinely want to? This is what
You
I
just
really
saw-
want to do. I want to build the pool house, like the OD bar, your golf. Like, what is the perfect thing in your head?
Backyards are sick.
Yeah. Yup.
Just being the backyard architect, that's sick. Mm-hmm. That's sick.
Like I look at it, I'm like, that's what. Tell me exactly what all your favorite shit in the world is. I'll fucking.
Well, dude, I just got to get married eventually, then we could build my house. But I'm staying put until houses are for families. I don't need a fucking house.
I gotta tell you
You
something.
think I want to take care of a house?
I gotta tell you something. I don't think you're getting married, dude. Hey. Don't
Eventually.
get me wrong.
Eventually.
You're capable of being loved. I'm not sure the reciprocating effect is long lasting within. Right?
I know, dude. I think about that all the time.
Yeah,
You know what I come to? I'm like, do I need therapy?
Yeah, maybe.
And I'm not a therapy guy. Like, I would never actually see one. But
I talked to one twice.
But what is that?
Two separate times. Obviously, why would it be one time twice? I'm such a fucking idiot, dude. Oh my god. It's such a dumb thing to say.
I think about that all the time.
That's the one thing.
Uh-huh.
But like, I don't know. That's also
Because I can find one that's willing, but am I willing?
right. That's the other thing is like I think eventually it just is one that you're like, oh, this is it. Obviously,
That's what they say, but I'm not sure.
I don't think you like anyone.
That's what happens.
I mean, like anyone. I like anyone. I think after a long enough span of time, almost everyone, you're like, I'm fucking done with you, dude. It's crazy.
Nah, that's not true, dude.
I know. I'm being overly critical.
But
Minute for the ha-ha.
There's very few. We'll see. But if it ever does happen, we can start with my house. But at this rate, we're gonna
We'll build a house when we're 90.
Yeah, no. At this
Die
rate,
before it's
at
finished.
this rate, we'll probably build someone else's house before mine. The way it's going.
Yeah, and what the fuck good is building your house for you do?
Practice.
You want to fuck
You talking about practice?
You want to fuck things up on your own house. We're just gonna
Yeah,
build
dude,
your
who
house.
gives
It's
a shit?
gonna be fucked, and we're gonna have to list it for sale.
Who gives a shit, dude? Everything's fixable. You know.
Almost. Yeah,
No,
but that's what seems
I
like
like
fun. If this is
And I don't want to build no fucking piece of shit $400,000 Port St. Lucie house.
why they're cleaning up on those, they might call it. They're very cheap to build.
Dude, because we're getting in it because that's cool. You know, we're already on the path to like the money and success shit with the roofing. We want to get into the contracting. Of course, we want to make money, but because we like it better.
Yeah, I want to do that because it's fun. I want the roofing to be
Right. So
sustaining.
what is more fun is building a house for someone that has fuck you money that wants all the nicest shit.
Obviously,
So like that's what we should do.
I know. But then you look at that guy who's building all those synergy homes.
Right, but that's another business, and that's not exciting either. That's just like putting roofs on every day. It's the same thing. What the fuck is exciting about building those piece of shits in
Because once it
piece
becomes,
of shit track homes? We don't need to call him out like that. Dude's doing great.
he's doing an excellent job.
Probably.
He said you're a piece of shit, dude. I think you're the fucking man. That becomes something that's so easily like manufactured, and the it's not like having to go out and sell a roof. It's if you have a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house in Port St. Lucie, it sells for that amount. So once you get it to the point that your shell contractor's consistent, your plumber's consistent, it's literally like they don't have project managers,
Right, but
They just release contractors.
But going back to
nonstop.
what we were just talking about, there's nothing cool about that. That's not enjoyable. And I
it's not
thought
that
that's why
cool.
we want to build houses, because we like it. Like, I want to build houses that, like, you take pictures of and everyone's like, holy shit.
Those Sugar Hill houses, some of those fucking houses, dude. You walk in them and it's like you.
Stunning?
I don't know if you've seen like what Susan's house is. Susan's house is built on a steep hill, and from the front door you look out over like preserves with like water, just like silver shiny water the
No,
whole way.
I haven't been
and
in
you can
a-
see all the way out to the ocean.
I've been in a couple of them, but none of them have been updated and nice.
He said there's 11. The guy I met yesterday said there's only 11 that have the view that they have.
Mm-hmm.
They're on a sheer hill. It's the back of the front of the house is 1 story. The back of the house is 3 stories. They're built
Wow.
on a hill, and the whole backs of the houses are glass. You saw it.
Oh, that's sick.
Her house has just been redone. It's fucking gorgeous.
That's sick.
Yeah, and everyone on the row has the same view. It's fucking sick. That's when I came back to the shop. I was like, dude, I think the Sugar Hill might be the life for me. And I'm only talking about that row of houses. They're fucking unbelievable.
Yeah.
And they have like not everybody, but most of them have like a little
But
boat
no
that you
water, don't you? Oh,
Can, oh yeah, it's the preserve behind them. It's like a lake. You can go fish in it.
but you can get to the ocean with your boat.
You can't
from
get
there?
to the ocean with your boat from there now.
Well, that's what you want, no?
I don't want to do the ocean like that.
Oh no.
No, I'm not into fishing like that.
I mean, neither. I'm not a boat guy at all.
You never know. I could. It's something I could get into, but like I've never done. I've been out on like
Dude, I feel like we need to go fishing with people that actually know how to fucking fish.
Yeah.
Rod,
Yeah, no, somebody's got to hook one of them fucking
Every
belts
time I
up
go-
to you and pull a fucking 800-pound
Yeah,
fish out
and
of the water.
then
Then
you're
you're like,
in.
I get it. I get it. It's like going fast on a motorcycle, dude. You got to do it to know.
Every time I go fishing, I'm just fucking sitting there like, all right.
Yeah,
this
I went
is done.
fishing with Jimbo. I fucking caught a catfish in the ocean. You know, dude, you can't imagine the type of bitching I was doing. I was like, you got me out here. It's fucking windy as shit. I caught a catfish. It was this long, dude. I've caught bigger catfishes in the Schuylkill. I was so fucking mad, dude. It was windy and wet, and I was like, ugh.
Yeah, dude, we're just not Florida guys, dude. We don't like being barefoot. We don't wear sandals.
Yeah, but that's because that's for ladies.
There's normal ass dudes that wear. It's Florida, you know.
I'll never change.
I don't think I will either.
I can't even walk in my own house barefoot. I'm like, nope. Shoes. Give me
Yeah, but I
slides.
gotta-
Something.
I gotta change it because I can't even wear my nice shoes because my feet are too white.
Well, that's easy. That's easy. Okay. The beach can't be closer.
Where's it at?
There. Right there, dude. I bet you could be there on the Ducati in 35 seconds.
Literally. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's literally a beach right here, like
Yeah.
a 35-second walk. Mm-hmm. It's right there.
Yep. Take your chair, pop it up, maybe read one of those books you've been lying about. Every weekend he tells me he's going to read this weekend. I say, okay.
Dude.
He's got a bunch of books that don't even have a crease on the first page. They've never been opened. I love my customers when they're good customers. This transcends well outside of the contracting world. Mm-hmm. If you're all right, I'll be great to you. If you're a fucking dickhead, I'm a bigger dick. I am a bigger dickhead than everyone. Mm-hmm. So like the conversation I had yesterday on the phone, the level of dickheadedness that I was receiving from him, I was not budging. I'm like, it's either 500 or it's snap. That's it. Mm-hmm. And that's the attitude I was given. But if you would have just been like, man, this is killing me. It's, special fucking tree. I don't have the 500. All right, dude, I'll split it with you. I understand.
Uh-huh.
You were being a fuck, so it's 500 or broken.
Uh-huh.
That's it.
Uh-huh.
So he'll probably leave us a bad review.
Well, dude, we do this every day. Mm-hmm. We deal with customers every day. And there's pleasant people and there's motherfuckers. And you don't deserve to get treated well if you're a motherfucker. Mm-hmm. We're not going to rip anybody off, but if you're a motherfucker, fuck you. We're going to do your roof. You're going to get a good roof. But, like, don't be a motherfucker for no reason. Mm-hmm. There's no reason to be a motherfucker in that situation.
Right.
You could have been very sweet, which most of our customers would have been. I don't know if it's... Yeah, most customers are nice.
Yeah, the ones that are assholes stick out because it's such a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, but most are fucking sweet.
Yeah.
But, dude, if you're a motherfucker for no reason, you're a nasty person.
I'm not doing shit for you.
Just get the roof done,
Yep.
and, you owe us the money. You have a good roof. You got a warranty. See ya.
Yep. I mean... It's not tough, but you do have to worry about somebody getting upset enough to say bad shit about you on the internet. But, like, the only people saying bad shit about us on the internet are bringing out the demon inside of us. And mostly,
It's happened twice.
Right.
The one, neither of them were customers.
Two non-customers.
It's crazy. The only negative reviews we got, they weren't even customers. And they got removed, which is cool.
She actually deleted hers, the lady who gave me a bad review.
Yeah.
She gave me a bad review for a high price, but I put all of her woodwork in the price.
Uh-huh.
And the other roofers didn't, and that's what
Yeah,
we
you
were
were being
talking about.
upfront with no surprises.
I wrote it.
She
It
for-
said it.
people-
It said that I
dude.
was doing it, and she went online and said that I'm trying to rip people
You
off.
talk about roofing to people's faces,
Mm-hmm.
but they have no fucking idea what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, in that situation, you probably let her know, hey, I'm going to include all the wood damage here. It's going to be in the price. Here you go. Boom. She don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Then
Right.
she forgets, and now she's looking at all these shit. Oh, my God, they're 7,000 higher. What? Why?
Because you got 25 sheets of fallen down plywood.
Uh-huh.
But
And the other guy was a psycho, a legitimate psycho.
We never touched his house.
We signed a contract with him.
Yeah.
We delivered materials.
His financing fell through. He had
Uh-huh.
no way to pay for the roof.
And then his psycho came out, and I'm like, and I told him that's the first time I ever did it, and the only time I ever did it. I was like, hey, we don't want to take the job from you.
Yeah, we were gonna try to get him. We were gonna try to get him financing, and he was just being fucking.
He's a weird.
Yeah, I went to pick up the rolls that morning.
And his house is falling apart.
Yeah, I went to pick up the rolls that morning because we had the Audible, and he was in the fucking driveway, like yelling at me. I was like, dude, these aren't yours. Like that, you've paid no money for them.
Uh-huh.
Unfortunately, they came here. I gotta fucking get out of here.
Uh-huh.
It's so easy to be nice to people who are just nice. Like It's so easy.
Yeah, I'll eat shit for them.
Yeah.
Like if they're unhappy with something, but they're sweet about it, even if it wasn't our fault, I'll eat it.
For real, like yesterday, definitely could have done something for him. The second he picked up the phone, I was like, I'm not doing a fucking thing for him.
Yeah.
And it's not like,
Dude, I even said $500 with the idea in mind that we would come down for him if it was a problem.
yeah, it was just too, dude, it was insane.
But if you're an asshole, you're an asshole.
Yeah, he's going like, well, you think that $500, that's fucking baby shit to you, huh? I'm like, what? No, dickhead. Like, why are you attacking me? All right, we're going to break branches. That's what we're going to do.
It probably wasn't even that bad, dude.
No, it definitely wasn't.
They probably broke like 4 branches. And like, we're talking about branches. We're not saying break the tree. We're talking about branches. A branch is a branch.
Yeah.
You know? That.
And also,
Albert said on the phone, he's like, we're going to break some branches. The homeowner doesn't want to do it. And I'm like, branches? Like, what kind of branches? Like,
is it half of the
yeah,
tree?
dude, just the branches hanging off the tree. I'm like, so branches, not the tree, branches. He's like, yes, branches. I'm like, fuck them branches.
Yeah, and that's the other thing about plants. They fucking grow.
Uh-huh.
In 2 years, you'll still have a fucking fairly new roof on, and your tree's gonna look exactly the same. But you gotta call me and be a dick to me.
Uh-huh.
I was at the grocery store trying to buy fucking steaks for my family.
What else you got?
Another thing about me, it's a character flaw for sure. I have a very difficult time faking whether or not I'm enjoying myself.
Oh, dude, me too. I don't have that at all. I can't even talk to you if I don't want to
Yep.
talk to you. I can't. You'll be talking right to my
And
face.
yeah, like
I'll be looking right at you, and I'll just won't even respond.
Inside of my brain,
and
I'll
then
go
I-
like this. You could be saying anything, and inside of my brain, I'll be going, oh my God, I want to get the fuck out of here. Okay, hey, moral of the story is don't be a dickhead, because I'll be a bigger one. Thanks for listening.
See ya.